Before we jump into this episode, I want to invite you to join our community to help you become a better steward, scale to billions, and ultimately give more or all of it away. All I want you to do is to click the subscribe button right now. I love your support. It's incredible to see your comments, and we're just getting started. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world to me. Welcome to the Build It to Billions podcast, where we guide successful entrepreneurs and investors on their journey from millions to billions. We believe the key to scaling and compounding your wealth and life starts every single day with a mindset and practice of stewardship over ownership and applying billionaire biblical principles. Our ultimate goal is to help you scale and compound your wealth and life so you can give more or all of it away to help MVPs. My name is Brett Swartz. Each and every episode, we're joined by some of the world's top entrepreneurs, millionaires, or billionaires, and they share their secrets, insights, and wisdom with us so we can all level up and make a bigger impact. I'm excited about our next guest. He's out of the Boston area, and he has a really cool journey of becoming a top 1% advisor in his field of life insurance. He's going to be teaching us today how to become a top 1% advisor in really anything that we're doing. And so, but he's highly sought out keynote speaker, best-selling author, and one of the most trusted voices in the life insurance industry. Through transformational talks and proven frameworks, he's helped financial advisors overcome doubt, unlock new opportunities, and sell with conviction. Please welcome to the show with me, Mr. Tom Wall. Tom, how are we doing?
We're doing great. Great to be with you, Brett.
Yeah, grateful to be with you as well. And for our listeners getting to know you for the first time, would you give us a little bit more about your story and your current focus?
Yeah, so I started my career as a financial advisor at 21 years old while still in high school. I'm sorry, college. And before subsequently taking a lot of senior roles in various large organizations throughout the financial services industry. And about 5 years ago, really got convicted around, certain planning concepts, some things that are just shrouded with mystery for people. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And frankly, I think it speaks to this audience is a lot of the mass market advice around financial planning is meant for the mass market, to be blunt. I think when you get to be a one percenter or you're approaching being a one percenter, I think, the advice changes. There's a lot of opportunities out there for that kind of individual. So a lot of my work has been with advisors, helping them have those conversations, helping differentiate themselves and move up market. Because as I always say, if you have an uncommon financial situation, then why are you relying on common financial advice?
I love it. And if you want to learn more about Tom, everybody, you can check him out by going to wholelifemasterminds.com, wholelifemasterminds.com. So let's dive right into that. So what's the number one secret to becoming a top 1% advisor?
I don't think it's all that complicated. I think it is differentiating yourself as an advisor. Investments are a commodity. You can do it yourself. You can do a lot yourself these days. You can buy your insurance online. You can buy your investments online. You can, with ChatGPT, get a pretty darn good financial plan. You can do your basic documents online. So I think that the key is differentiation, but the key is also talking to clients about the transformation that they're looking for. I think too many salespeople in general in any field are just focused on features, benefits. I'll save you a few bucks on taxes, stuff like that. When really that's not why clients are doing it. Clients are looking for some kind of transformation. And the analogy that I use is, why do people buy $100,000 cars? It's not because the wheels turn faster. It's because it makes them feel a certain way. It makes them look a certain way. And everything else you do in life, kind of translates the same way. So the good advisors talk about that transformation, and it's really not about dollars and cents or product features. Those are really just things you figure out at the end.
Excellent. So let's dive into that. What's the maybe the key core principles to discovering and understanding what transformation may be valuable to the client that you're serving?
I think the question you got to ask is what are you looking to accomplish? I think a lot of people are just blindly at least in the financial planning world, they're just trying to accumulate as much money as possible. But that's really only part of the discussion. Once you hit a certain critical mass of money, and you can kind of afford to do what you want within reason, it then turns into, how do we preserve that capital for future generations? How I call it children, church, and charity. How do you actually direct where those funds go and what kind of outcomes they provide? Is putting kids through school important to you? Is putting your name on a school important to you? Is the transfer of wealth and keeping it out of the IRS's hands important to you? So the transformation becomes really you being in control of where those dollars go versus you just, regardless of how big your back.
So if you like this little short clip of the interview I just did, click over here to watch the full interview. And please don't forget to subscribe Thanks so much, everybody.